Hello dear students, welcome to the YouTube channel of Konar Classes. Today in this session we are going to discuss the methods of integration. Before we proceed further, let us understand why these methods of integrations are important. What is the motivation behind learning it? Okay. Let us think about our integration is that of fx dx, in which the fx is the integrand, right? Now we cannot determine a function whose derivative is this function fx directly, then it is a question. Let me give you an example. Suppose we have been given a function that to find that integration of sine 8x dx. Now what is the integrand here? Integrand here is that sine 8x. Now to find that integration, what you need to do is that we need to find that ddx of something means some function, okay, and that has to be equal to sine 8x. Correct or not? Now how you can find that function directly? Okay, we have done in the previous session, we have done few integration just by method of inspection, okay, or that inverse process of differentiation, then we can do it. But not always we can find the differentiation of integration of this kind of function, that sine 8x dx. Okay, how to do this thing? So hence it needs a method. Okay, so there are three methods we are going to learn. The first one, that is called the method of substitution. Okay, method of substitution. Okay, the second one is that the method of partial fraction. Method of partial fraction. The third method we are going to learn is that method of by parts. Okay. Now today what we are going to learn, okay, is on the method of substitution. Okay. Now let's look at this one, integration of sine 8x dx. Okay, how to integrate? For that we can take the method of substitution. So here the word substitution is actually important. So let's see that what you are going to find, integration of sine 8x dx. What you need to do is that let's assume that 8x, let 8x equal to t. That means that t is a variable and 8x has been substituted by another variable called t. That is why it is called the substitution. Then what we are going to get here, dear students, that implies is that that d of 8x is equal to dt. Correct? So now we know that we can take that constant out, so that means 8 into dx is equal to dt. So that implies what? That implies that dx is equal to 1 by 8 into dt. So now in this integration we are going to put the value of all these substitutions. So then what we are going to get, that sine 8x dx, that should be equal to integration 8x equal to t. So we will write sine t, and what is dx? Dx is 1 by t dt. So I am writing sine t into 1 by t dt. Now we know that we can take that constant out of that integration. So what we get is that 1 by 8 integration sin t dt. Now this is a form known to us. What is this then? This is equal to 1 by t. We know the integration of sin t is minus cos t plus c, where the c is the constant of integration, where c is constant of integration. Okay, now finally we need to replace back the value of t. What is the value of t? That is equal to 8x, because our question was in terms of x as a variable. For our for our benefit, we have substituted that 8x equal to t. So you should replace back. So then what we get is that minus 1 by 8 cos of 8x plus c, and that is the value of the required integration. So I hope you got an idea that why the method of substitution is important. So let me summarize, is that whenever you have been given an integration like integration of fx dx, where that fx is not directly integrable, that means you are not able to find by means of inspection that whose derivative is the function fx. Okay, or by the method of the inverse process of differentiation, you are not able to find that whose differentiation is actually fx. Then we should take the help of the methods of integration, and the method what we are going to discuss or discussing now is the method of substitution. Okay, so whatever we have discussed here, so if I write it down, so how it actually looks like, let me show it to you. Okay, so what has been given to you? You have been given a integration something like this, that integration of fx dx. So this integration is given to you in which fx is not directly integrable the way sin 8x. So what we have done? We have done is that, so let we take x is equal to gt. That means that variable x has been actually replaced by a function called gt. In this case, you see what? X is equal to t by 8. So then what happened is that from here what we can find? We can find dx is equal to, g dash t dt, correct? So now to find this value of this integration, what we are going to find, that is equal to integration fx is equal to what? F of gt, okay, into dx is equal to g dash t dt. You may think, sir, you have started here and you land up with something looks like little complex, but not really. Because of this substitution, that integration becomes very easy. Let's look at here. What we have done, 8x equal to t. So d of 8x equal to dt. That means 8 dx equal to dt. So dx equal to 1 by 8 dt. Now we are replacing that value here. If you look at here, what we have done, we are replacing that value, that sin of 8x. So f of gt, so gt is what? Gt is equal to gt, if you look at here, is this t by 8? That's what we have done here, that we have take 8x equal to t, so we took it as sin t. Then dx equal to what? G dash t dt. That means if you take 8x equal to t, that means dx should be equal to 1 by 8 dt. That's what we have written it here, 1 by 8 dt, which is equivalent to this step. But because of this, what happened is that integration becomes in our own terms, because we know how to find integration of sin t dt, and it becomes simple. So if we do in this manner, that integration will be very easy. I hope you got the idea. Now let's solve some problems so that it will be more clear to us. Okay. The first one, what I'm going to do is that something like this. One by one we will do. You also do along with me. Okay. Whenever you face a little difficulty, pause the video okay, and do it, and if required, raise question to me, and I will definitely get back to you, okay. The first one, what we are going to do is that integration of integration of sin mx dx, okay. We have done similar question today, that is integration of sin 8x dx. So what we will do, that we will substitute mx by t. So what we will write it here, let mx is equal to t. That implies what? That implies x is equal to 1 by m into t. Now you may assume, or you may have a question that, sir, how come you know that I need to make this substitution? Obviously it is a, if you have this question, that is a good question. How come you know that I need to take mx equal to t? And for that you need to think little bit ahead, that if we take mx equal to t, we see that something we are getting sin t. Integration of sin t is something known to us. So that is the reason that we took mx equal to t. Then as a result, what we are going to get, dear students, here? We get, this implies dx is equal to 1 by m, that is a constant, so we take it out, 1 by m dt. Now what we are going to do, dear students, we are going to apply all these values here. This is equal to integration sin of mx means sin of t into dx is equal to 1 by m dt. So that is equal to 1 by m is a constant, I take it out, 1 by m integration sin t dt, that is equal to 1 by m. What is the integration of sin t? Minus cos t plus c, where c is a constant of integration, where c is constant of integration. Okay. Now 1 by m minus cos t plus c. So then this implies this is equal to what? Minus 1 by m cos t. We should replace back that value because t was our intermediate substitution. So we should get back. So t is equal to what? It is equal to mx. So cos of mx plus c, and this is the required integration. Okay. Now let's look into the next question. So next question, here I am going to write it down. Sorry. Okay. So the integration here is, dear students, 2x, integration of 2x into sine of x square plus 1 dx. If you look at, dear students, okay, that you will see that entire thing, this 2x into sine x square plus 1 is not directly integrable. That means what? You cannot find a function right now without doing anything whose differentiation is going to be this. Correct? So that is not possible. So then again, as I said few minutes back, hence it is a hence we need to think how we can find the integration by method of substitution. So what you should do here, if you just look, and here comes that little bit of your practice, and that gives you the confidence that what kind of substitution you can make. So here what I see is that if we take that x square plus 1, let x square plus 1 is equal to t, then what will happen? That one thing we are going to get is the sin t, which is little comfortable. But what about 2x? Let's differentiate. If we differentiate, what we are going to get? D of x square plus 1 is equal to d of t. D of x square plus 1 is equal to dt. Correct or not? So that is equal to what? Differentiation of x square become 2x. Okay, 2x dx. and differentiation of a constant is 0. So 2x dx is equal to dt, and that is very comfortable situation because 2x and dx we can make it as dt. So what we can write it from here? This implies we can write instead of, so let me rewrite here. Here we are writing sine of x square plus 1. This is one expression, and then we are writing 2x dx. Okay. Now instead of sine x square plus 1, I am going to write sine t. So this is equal to what, dear students? So we are getting sine t, and 2x dx become dt. So sine t dt. This is very easy. We know how to integrate sine t dt. So that is equal to what? That is equal to minus cos t plus c, where c is constant of integration, constant of integration. Okay, constant of integration. But what you should do, we should replace back the value of t, that is equal to x square plus 1. So what we get? Minus cos t is equal to x square plus 1 plus c. So this is the required value of the given integration. So you see, dear students, that by means of that substitution, how it become easy to integrate. Okay, but what you need to know, is that how to make, what is the substitution. If we make x square equal to t, it could have been difficult. It is not the right way of substitution. So as I said, little bit of experience is required to make a decision what substitution you can make, and that experience will come with little bit more practice. Okay, now let's look into the next question. Okay, so it should be question number 2, by the way. Okay, so that should be question number 2. Okay, now we are going to discuss question number 3. Okay. So dear students, the question number 3, I am going to write it here. Okay. Integration, question number 3. That integration tan to the power 4 square root of x into sec square root of x divided by square root of x dx. Okay. By looking into it, one thing you can say, sir, I can take square root of x equal to t. Yes, you can take it. In that way you can proceed. It is not that you can't. But what I am going to do is that to one step ahead, if we can think, is that we can take tan of square root of x is equal to t. So what we are going to do, that let that tan of square root of x is equal to t. Then dear students, if we make the differentiation, what we will get here is that d of tan of square root of x is equal to dt. So what is the differentiation of tan square root of x? So first it has to be sec square root of x into that ddx of square root of x. That is the chain rule. So what is that? That is equal to ddx of square root of x is equal to 1 by 2 square root of x. 1 by 2 square root of x. Correct or not? Okay. Into dx. That is equal to dt. So dear students, what we get? We get here is that this implies that sec square root of x divided by square root of x dx is equal to 2 into dt, and that is a good place we have achieved, because we can easily write sec square x by square root of dx is equal to 2 into dt. So dear students, so this given integration is now coming as integration. Tan to the power 4x should be what? It should be t to the power 4. Correct? So let me write something like this. Okay. So I can write is that tan of square root of x power 4 into sec square root of x divided by square root of x into dx. Okay, so this sec square root of x by square root of x dx is equal to 2 dt. That is equal to integration t power 4 into, that is equal to 2 into dt. Correct? So now these two we can take outside of this integration. So what we get? 2 into integration t power 4 dt. So that is equal to 2 into, as you know dear students, that is t power 5 by 5 plus c. Okay, where c is constant of integration, constant of integration. Okay, so that is equal to what? 2 by 5 into t power 5. What is t power 5? Is equal to tan square root of x whole power 5, means tan power 5 square root of x. So what we get here dear students, so that is equal to 2 by 5 into tan power 5 into square root of x plus c. So this is the required value of the given integration. Now dear students, let's go to question number 4. Okay, I hope you are getting good idea about that how to use the method of substitution. Okay, and in that way if we make some more practice, and you will have a very clear idea. Okay, so now I am going to give the next question, and that is question number okay, let me write it here. Question number 4. So question number 4 is that sine of tan inverse x divided by 1 plus x square dx. Okay, so how to do this one? So point is, dear students, maybe many of you already started thinking that a good knowledge of differential calculus is also going to help you here. How? If you see that what is the ddx of tan inverse x is equal to 1 by 1 plus x square. So with this knowledge, if we assume that let tan inverse x is equal to t, that implies what? That if we make a differentiation, dx by 1 plus x square is equal to dt. Correct or not? So now dear students, if we make this here, if we write it properly, that sine of tan inverse x, that is equal to sine of t into dx by 1 plus x square is equal to dt. I hope you got it. I am not writing very elaborately. I wrote it for the first two sums, so you got an idea. Sine of tan inverse x equal to t, so we get sine of t. Instead of tan inverse x, we write t. And dx by 1 plus x square is equal to dt. So sine t dt. You see, in just a minute back, whatever the given integration was given, which looks like apparently difficult, becomes so simple by means of that effective substitution. I am saying effective substitution. The substitution what you need to make, which will help you to find the integration. What is mean by help you to find the integration? That whatever the given integration is, we are going to solve, by means of substitution, we come up to a position which is directly integrable. I repeat, whatever the given integration is, is there, from there, by means of a suitable substitution, we can come to an integration which is directly integrable. That means we just use the basic formula to find the value of the integration. And this is a very classical case. You see, this integration is not directly integrable, but just by means of this effective substitution, it actually transformed to sin t dt. Okay, this was the given integration, is transformed to sin t dt. Sin t dt, so you know that is equal to minus cos t plus c, where c is constant of integration. Okay, now we need to replace back the value of t, that is equal to, we can write is equal to minus cos of tan inverse x plus c. Okay, so we solved 4 questions, and you got a very clear idea that how you can apply the proper substitution to get a proper result. Okay, with this I would like to conclude the session here, dear students. In the next session we will see some formulas, okay, and we will derive those formulas best by leveraging the method of substitution. Okay, till then please stay tuned, and I will come back soon. Thank you very much.